Oh, look at this, all of our favorite shit. How did you get this? What the fuck? This is decked out. Good thing we showed up, eh?
This is a Christmas morning spread. This is like a nerd charcuterie.
So I'll show you what I've got and what I own in box. Final Fantasy in box. I have the like the Ninja Turtles that you guys wish you had here in box. You know the other one? This Ninja Turtles game is great, but then there's the other one where it's like the 4 turtles all with the red masks facing like this.
I don't remember that one.
That was the one that you would have played. It was like the
top down?
Yeah, the top down one where you're in the turtle
that game
and
was
stuff like.
effing hard.
That's an impossible game.
It's one of those games that you, even as an adult, it's hysterical because it's one of those games that people.
Fishies.
I know. You know what's crazy? Here we are at no breakfast, no lunch.
You know what? This is just disgusting, actually.
And now
we don't deserve this.
Eating candy. Yeah,
Why? Why do we sit here and get to be surrounded by all this stuff?
You guys own a.
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys want some cereal?
We have milk.
We'll do it all. Okay, but I have so many more questions about what you have here. So you own an SNES Classic. What's crazy?
It comes with all these games on it?
And it has the Star Fox that was never released. It has Star Fox 2.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't allowed to eat this as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't allowed. It's my favorite cereal. So this is what I would get with my Amma in Thunder Bay, because I would get taken there by myself, by her. She would ask, okay, so what do your parents normally get you at the supermarket? I'm 6 years old. And she's asking me, this old woman is asking me what I'm allowed to eat. I'm like, yeah, so here's how it works.
That's when Matt first learned how to lie.
Well, just that you can, yeah, I guess so. I have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Really? Oh, yeah. That's what my mom, the doctor, says you're supposed to eat.
My grandmother, when she had us, fed my sister and I, for breakfast, an Aero chocolate bar. And she knew it was really cool, too. Like, yeah, I bet your mom doesn't allow you to eat this in the morning. We were like, holy shit. Gave us a knife and fork. Badass.
So in our show, we make a TV show called Nirvana, the band, the show. That show is about 2 characters who are kind of perpetually stuck in the 90s in terms of their cultural references, specifically North American culture. Like what we're surrounded with is basically like you're stuck in the subconscious of these characters right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I got news for you. This show is going to be a bit of a piece of shit.
Wait, no, why would you say that?
In a traditional movie or TV show, you're not allowed to show licensed or copywritten material without getting approval of the copyright owner. But if you need to show that stuff in order to tell the story that you're telling, and by that I mean if you have a strong narrative reason for using the licenses that you're using, then there is a way through fair use that you can use that stuff without informing the copyright holder and without paying anything. And this can extend not only to video game cartridges, but the actual video game content, to actually screening movies, to music that was played in movies and television shows that you're referencing. But what you need to have is a very, very strong connection between your plot, as in like what the message you're trying to give.
And your lawyer.
Well, you need a very strong connection with your lawyer, that's for sure. But so long as the plot and that licensed material are so strongly connected that nothing else would do it.
But yeah, fair use, it's our biggest
But that's
weapon.
how you do it. Now again, this is not to say, hey, young filmmakers out there.
You're yelling.
You know, it boils down to this as a big idea, right? You're trying to do something that hasn't been done before, right? No matter what it is that you're doing, you don't want to do things that have been done a million times. You're trying to do things that have never been done before. And in order to do things that have never been done before, people are going to say, well, we've never done that. I know this is an unbelievably stupid point that I'm making, but that is the resistance you're gonna face with your creative collaborators as well. That's another big important piece of this, is that you want to be doing things that is putting all of you, your entire team, in new territory where you're not totally comfortable. You need to be on the edge, not all the time, but you need to be on the edge sometimes if you're really gonna do something new. Because in the comfortable places where you're feeling like you know absolutely every single angle, maybe there's something there, but you're not gonna discover that new magic thing. Like you want to exist right at the edge of chaos. Like that's where the really crazy stuff is gonna happen, where you yourself. No, but this is the other misconception. Oh. They think, you may hear this and just think, oh, so this just means go out, do whatever you want, and just be crazy. Jay and I and our team are so rules oriented. We love rules. We love restrictions, we love constraints. We try to make a show for
You're talking about creatively.
But even like, you can't jump onto the tracks on the TTC and film something. You just can't, right? It's illegal, all these things. Because it's illegal, that means nobody's done it.
Okay, are you coming or no? Sorry, don't tell anybody.
Okay. Come on,
Jared, come on.
What? That's illegal. If these rules didn't exist, if there wasn't like a strong societal structure around for us to try to poke holes in, like where's the fun? Like we need like a strong system that we can mess with, that can.
Can I just keep opening stuff?
Yes.
No, there's one of these things that you're gonna grab. They're like, actually, Jay, no.
Oh,
those don't. No.
It's hard to kind of break down what the rules are. When you feel comfortable creatively with a creative team, you end up setting these rules, and they're unspoken. As things come up, you look at each other and you literally just feel it out. And you say, no, that doesn't feel right, or this feels right. And that's how the show started. Matt and I started making these characters, and as we started writing the show and adding on to it, we were just we were aligned, and we knew what it was, the kernel of what the magic was of this show. We couldn't like eloquently talk about it the way we can now, being like, oh, you know what it really is about, and we can sort of talk about it like that, but it was unspoken at first, and then you just draw these rules around it. You're just honest with each other. And we agreed not by what we agreed on, we agreed by all the things that we didn't agree on together. Like we said, we definitely can't do this. And it was taste. It was like, we hate this and we hate that and we hate this all together, which leaves this small little tightrope of us to find what to do next. Okay, that feels good. And then all of a sudden, because you've done that before, you're setting these foundational building blocks of this project and this aesthetic and how the whole thing gets shot and how the cameras work. And that's been like a rule book for the entire thing. And Matt's mastered it now with movies and everything. You know, it's a perfect verite style. I love it.
What we try to do creatively is rather than being the person who comes up with the big idea right away and just knows all the answers, instead we try to react. So what we try to do is put ourselves in a position where we can react to material. So we react to the footage we're shooting, or we react to ideas that are being written. When you're reacting instead of creating, one, the pressure's off, because all you're doing is giving a judgment on something you can already see. And that's something that a lot of young people, myself included, not that I'm so young anymore, but when I was first starting out, huge barrier to entry was just my own fear of screwing it up. That stops everybody, right? I'd say more than not having the money to make something is your own self-doubt that you matter. And so we tried to take that piece out of the process, where now instead of writing our script and being like, okay, we got to shoot this exact script and do it because I know this is going to work and I've got confidence in this.
Because we were reactionary to that not working
right
with times that we had worked with film before, where you go, okay, well, here's our script and we are at the shooting phase now. The script part is done. So now we need to stick to the script and trust ourselves that it's going to work. Like, we just threw that out the window because we hated working like that.
And now we just react. So what we do is we get an idea for what we think might work. We go out and shoot it.
And
then we see. Did it work? Is there something there?
Only 5% of it worked.
And now we're reacting to the content without, almost by tricking our brains into skipping the, okay, here's what the whole story is going to be step. The iterative scientific process is a huge resource to us, and we talk about it in the office. I mean, I'm talking about it like an idiot in the office, I think more than we're all talking about it together. But this is what scientists do. Scientists get so much credit, and it's mostly because people just don't understand how science works. So if you have a contained iterative process, and by that I mean you have a set of anything, you have a set of options, you have a set of bacteria, anything. You have something. Parameters. Yeah, you have a set of parameters. And you can modify those parameters one by one. That simple tool will get you, like the cure to polio, will get you computer science, because they have a whole bunch of stuff in a dish and they modify it until they get some stuff, and then they see, and they don't even know what it is. They look at it like Viagra, when they had no idea what that drug did. When it first came out, they didn't know. They were doing tests on people with this new drug that they had that they thought did something. I think it was like it might have been heart medication or something like that. And then they found out that a side effect to this pill was male arousal, right? You can take that same process and move it into the creative arts and have unbelievable results.
With male arousal.
With male arousal. The issue is people think about arts the same way they think about science. They think, oh no, it's just some genius who got it and figured it out. And that is not how it works. You try to make your world this big, and inside that little world, you try to just poke and change at things until good shit comes out of it. And that's it. That's our system. That's what we do. That's what I've done in all my movies. That's what we do in every single episode of the show. We go out and shoot something. It sucks. Literally, we never show those.
But
those
like
rough
that
cuts to
experiment,
people.
if that was a petri dish of an experiment, you look and something happened with this interaction that we had with somebody on the street. It's
And we
the
say,
one little
what can
side
that
effect,
grow
and we
into?
said that is the most special thing that happened. We're going to build an episode around that because now we're a head start.
And you keep iterating over and over and over.
Well, what
and
about
over
the
and over
script?
Wow, yeah, that's quite cool of you to do, but that's not how it works at all.
But to me, one of the things that both Matt and I, before shooting the web series, had very limited experience in film, and we were told that you follow a track from beginning to end. And when we, for the first time in our web series, realized that you could be anywhere on the track and then start at the beginning and then piece this together and recreate an episode in editing, rewrite something in editing, that opened up our eyes to being like, well, the world is completely open now.
I think that you could break this down into rules, actually. The first rule, I think, of trying to become a filmmaker is stop worrying about the gear that you're shooting on. The number of people that we'll meet who are like waiting to get the right camera or trying to rent the right camera or think that they need this kind of microphone or think that they need these lights.
Same in music.
Yeah, music is the exact same. People are always trying to build up their gear. And you meet these people, there's nothing wrong with a gearhead. But you don't need unbelievable gear to tell great stories. Whatever you have, start telling stories with those, and don't give yourself the excuse of, oh, I don't have the right stuff yet. Because you may not know it, but you're using that to fool yourself into not working.
We make our show with 2 of these and 2 of those.
Yeah, lav mics. This would be my second rule. Try to make gear that is unbelievably easy to use. So these are lav mics that just send a radio signal to the camera that you're watching us on. I'll tell you why we did that, and that's because we wanted to own the way that we made our work. And so this goes in with the first rule. Don't wait for perfect gear, but make sure that you aren't...
Wait for perfect dark.
Oh, great. Jessica, that little alien. But make sure that you do control whatever it is you are using, whether you're using a phone or you're using your parents' old camera or you're shooting on a Game Boy camera, which actually is a pretty decent system. They had a camera that you could plug into one of these and would do like dot matrix style. It was incredible. Forward facing. Yeah, I don't know where it recorded to because these things are, don't touch it. Rule number 3, find a team that can support you. You cannot do this alone.
That's a good one.
You need a team. You need a bunch of people who see the world the same way you do, or maybe close to the same way you do, and want the same things. Because if you are out there trying to do this, in music, I think it's equally important. I mean, there is more like lone genius musicians. I don't know any. You need a group around you because not only are they gonna help you make this stuff, but they're gonna be there when you're thinking, man, I suck, and I can't do this anymore.
But don't discredit the people. You don't want to get rid of naysayers altogether.
Very important.
Because it's so important for people to be like, I'm not sure about this. And then when you try to make a defense for your idea is normally when your idea gets stronger. And that's what we found.
If you're just a bunch of collaborators that all think one another are impenetrable geniuses, and you come together and it's like, oh, well, this is going to be perfect, you're not going to get at the real magic.
Yeah.
And the real magic lies in the disagreement between 2 points of view, or 3 or 4.
We fight all the time.
Constantly. Constantly. He's always wrong. Rule number 4 is that failure is a tool.
Yes.
It's not where you're going to wind up.
That's our number 1 rule.
Is that if you start making it so that failure is a piece of your creative process, then all of a sudden you're not afraid of it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I plan on going and shooting this thing and maybe screwing it up.
That's why we always, like, when we get to a point in our writing process, we go, okay, well, then this happens. Let's just go shoot it. Let's just go shoot it. We don't know what we're going to do. We get there, and we're kind of just trudging through it, and then we do it, and we think it gets good. Bring it back to editing, you watch it, and we're like, oh man, that didn't work.
This sucked. Yeah.
But we know why it sucked. Look, that sucks and that sucks. Then you start kind of like rewriting stuff. Then when you get it right, it's almost like you cheated.
Exactly. And that is, again,
People are like, oh, great writing there. It's like, yeah, well, we put that character motivation in last minute, even though it's the first thing you see in the episode and it's the last thing we shot.
we faked it.
We
because
faked it.
because we intended on failing. And if you go out thinking, oh, I am going to fail, it's so opposite from what you thought of. Like, you want to try to approach things from a place of confidence, but if instead you approach things from a place of, I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't get this to work. Those three things being facts, I'm going to try anyway. And so then you go out and do whatever this thing is that you were going to do, and all of a sudden, like, the failure fear is gone because you knew you were going to fail. It's such it's so crazy and a different way of thinking about it. Well, let's give a tangible one. Let's give a real example of something that we shot. So
What was one of the things where we gave, wasn't there something where we gave a character?
I know a perfect one.
sneak one, or-
No, I know a perfect one, and it's from season 2. So we do an episode where there's a GoldenEye 64 tournament, and Jay enters it.
Speedrunning.
It's a speedrunning tournament. In the original version of that episode, I bought Jay the cold medications, it slowed Jay down, and we went to the tournament and shot at ANC Games with Jay slowed down. We watch it back, we're like, this sucks, it doesn't work. It'd be so much funny, it's a speedrunning tournament, it'd be so much funnier if Jay was on speed. And so then we changed it, went back and reshot the episode so that I instead give Jay speed, but we were stuck with the footage of at the tournament of Jay being slow. We had already shot it with real people at ANC Games. We couldn't shoot it again. What do you do? Like, here we completely changed it. Now Jay's on literal speed, and we're playing it as though he's so slow he can't
wasn't
play the
on
video
literal
game.
speed.
Right, but in the plot. And so what we had to do is go and make like these unbelievable close-ups of Jay that we could use in as inserts at the tournament where it looked like he's going really fast. Like, we completely fucked ourselves by shooting the exact opposite, and our editors were yelling at us. Rob was like, you guys are so stupid. This happens to us all the time.
This is how we make every episode, though.
We go in-
Always, like, we've never done an episode that hasn't happened.
And most people at that point would be like, well, either we have to throw the episode out or we need to make slow work.
Spin our wheels on the editing.
Yeah, or you don't have the option. You can't make it speed. It has to be slow because you shot it slow.
Yeah.
That's it, you're done. You idiot. Why did you write this thing? And so we give ourselves the opportunity to say, like, there is nobody telling us we can't go shoot again. So long as we are willing to put in the work, we can fix anything. And that power, that really is like having a magic power. Yeah, I want to give a fifth piece of advice. And
Is this going to hurt me?
this is a fifth rule, and this is about picking your friends.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. So the fifth rule is you need to know where to look for opportunities in the space around you. So we live in Canada. I'm not sure who's watching this video.
Red fish here.
I'm not onto the jellies yet. So we live in Canada, and that means that there is a huge wealth of arts funding. But so few people know about that, and so few people apply to it. And I can say, Telefilm specifically has just announced a brand new program for funding first features.
There's a plug.
There's a plug. This is a plug for my program. But it is the direction that the country is heading, that now there are places that young artists can go to find funding that they just couldn't have found before. Be aware of those things, because although it may seem like the world is not interested in what you have to say as a young person, in fact, they are. They're unbelievably interested.
We would have been interested in this if that program was around when we were
Well,
young.
of course, and it's a myth that, you know, Hollywood studio executives are just looking for a sure thing. No, look at the Star Wars movies. They're going to people who've made, you know, 2, 3 features, or like young, relatively untested. I know these are Hollywood filmmakers, but this bears out to almost all of the creative arts industries. We're looking for young voices, and those voices can get supported. You just need to go out and look and believe that you are worth listening to. Look for the opportunities around you, because you may be blind to what's staring you in the face. You have a voice, even if you don't realize it, because your life is completely unique to you, and that is the definition of real genius in terms of the arts. You understand something better than anybody, and if you can express that and figure out a way to express that, then you will go far.
I was just wondering who gave the approval for you to guys film inside.
Wait a minute. You don't think I'm cool? Jeez.
I don't believe there's any joy in making fun of people you don't know. What do you get out of that? You can use people as a jumping off point to say, oh man, it's so funny this person did this or whatever. But if you're saying that to them, I don't know anybody who even does that. I don't think the truly malicious. The thing about making fun of a friend or a family member or someone you truly love is that you're able to communicate in a way that is half honest and half lies, which is really a sweet spot, where I tell you something that is not necessarily true about you, but true at some level, and that is really challenging stuff. You get at interesting things that way.
That, in a way, sort of retroactively hurts my feelings.
So it should.
Yeah,
So it should. Everything I've said's been the truth.
I guess on some level, as you put it.
Yeah, and it's some really, really deep level, where you're not even aware of it, but everybody else in the crew is. And making fun of other people, one, I don't think is very Canadian, and it's not the way Jay and I were raised, but it's also just like evil. Like we love the show, Nathan, for you. We love this show. Like we think it's absolutely.
But we did knock him. We were a little bit on the. I think a lot of people kind of said this about his show.
It's
and I
evil.
felt a little bit of the same thing. Where
Yeah,
it felt like he was kind of setting people up to look stupid.
Well,
and put them on the spot, and that's what he was kind of getting the comedy out of. He was extracting them looking dumb. And we've tried,
to
even
move
though
away from that.
we blur the line a little bit, but like we try very hard never to make anybody look foolish on purpose. We like to confuse people. We definitely live in the cringe moment of confusing people who are not sure what's going on, and you can tell that they're on edge about like, why are these guys, I don't see any cameras, like
The joy of
they
the
try
show.
to actually help us out with this situation that we're kind of launching them into.
Yes, because we are in our own world, and when you watch
We don't wanna
on
be
the band
mean
the
to them,
show,
though.
like the people who watch our show are in on it. They're our friends. Do you know what I mean? Like if you watch our show, then you are in our world. And what is so amazing is to watch our world confront the real world, because you know that we are stupid, insane. You know what we want. You know what we're willing to do to get it. And so when we meet some random person on the street, they have no idea what we're capable of or what we're thinking. So you're just like, you want to reach into the television screen and be like, you don't understand. They're crazy. Don't talk to them. Whatever they're saying, these people are dangerous. That confrontation just produces so much joy. It's like when you're at a wedding and you've got a crazy uncle and you know what he's going to do, and you just see him walking towards somebody that doesn't know him, but you know who that person is. That's a hard feeling to describe, because you're going, this is going to be crazy. This person doesn't know what this person is capable of, but I know them both. I can't wait to see what happens. We're trying to capture that, and it's hard because, well, one, because it's hard to shoot anything with real people, but two, because the easy thing to do is to figure out what you want to have happen, then have it happen like that. Jay and I are both, I think, super sensitive to the earnest, honest moment with a real person. And we are always trying to do that, not above all else, but we'll take that over something that's just funny almost every time, because that is the stuff that's very hard to get.
Okay, see? If we're dressed like ourselves, no one can expect us under these.
So what happens if somebody comes up to us?
You gotta just let me do the talking.
I'll give you two great stories about being Canadian and why I think that's important for making this show. When we showed the first version of our show to our American, because the show was made by Vice, and we showed it to the American executive office. They believed everything we'd done was staged, because they thought we would have been shot if we'd done any of these things in the United States. And it's not something that Jay and I ever think about, but it really clicked, where we're like, oh yeah, I guess if we were doing this in a place where people were just walking around with guns, we really could get in trouble and get killed. There's something so Canadian about wanting to help one another and wanting to talk with one another in the street. Not to say the Canadians are friendly, they really aren't. Like, they keep to themselves. But if you go to a Canadian saying, hey, I need help with something, and you're up front, they will help you. They will help you. Try it. Go to somebody in the street and say, hey, will you help me with something? They'll say yes. Well, it depends what street you're on.
You got to launch right into it.
Yeah, you have to be friendly.
Because if you start with
you can't be one of those guys who goes up and says,
you know what?
hey, can I ask you a quick question? Can I just ask you a very quick
That's
question?
you just know.
Then you know it's somebody asking for money. But in the suburbs, definitely. And then the other thing I was going to say is that I made a movie about the moon landing, where we went to NASA in the States to shoot. And just by telling people on the phone, we're Canadians and we're coming to make a documentary, or whatever we would say, people were so happy to accommodate us. And I found this.
Little did they know.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're the sneaky Canadians. I'm telling you, I hope we're not ruining it for the rest of people. Go around the world and say that you're a Canadian, and people will open doors for you. Like, our reputation hasn't been destroyed yet. It really is an amazing feeling to be accepted based on nothing other than your group identity. Something that we can all enjoy as Canadians. It really is magic.